Hey guys! Oh,
Something always
starts. Hey guys, my name's Phil Louise.
And I'm Jessie Yendel.
And this is now That's What I Call a Talk Show.
We have an amazing show for you today. We have a little bit of a packed show today.
Oh yes, it is packed. But we are going to be following and monitoring the marathon. That's a little hint at our next guest.
It's a marathon show.
But no.
Yeah.
So let's get ready for Now That's What I Call Entertainment. So guys, who watched RuPaul?
Always.
Jessie, could you please remove that from your face?
I'd like to keep it on, please.
What was up with that whole mask thing?
I think, right,
Yeah.
had she kept that mask on just for the catwalk bit and then took it off
Mhm.
as a reveal.
Alright, okay, yeah.
But I think to keep it on for the whole entire
I felt like our lips
show.
looked fucked up.
It just didn't.
Our whole face. All I saw, it was the Paul show. There was no really
There was
real.
no real.
There was no real. And what we saw of real was lips. So do you think it was conjunctivitis?
Was it even RuPaul under that?
Oh my god, she's been cloned!
She was ill last week.
Well, she did. She had
bronchitis.
Bronchitis,
Mhm.
and then she had a few months ago. She was ill again, and then this time a robot comes out. There'll be a robot of Rue, obviously.
Of course, the bigger.
But at parts, right? I was like, it was weird. At parts, I was like, is that RuPaul or is that H. Amy Russell? Is that RuPaul or is that someone else?
No, it was.
Then I kind of fast forward.
It was Todrick Hall. I mean,
Did you know? It could have been. Did you notice? As much as she did great makeup, our lips were totally screwed by the end of it.
It was like.
Hello. Anyway,
What
did we think of the lip sync? No, forget the lip sync. God, they've basically got a living seamstress. She did everyone. She did everyone's gowns. That was bullshit.
That was so unfair. Bless her. She just helped everyone, and she didn't help herself. And it just goes to show you can't pour from an empty glass. Help yourself before you help others. It's great to help other people, but sometimes you have to help yourself. Hello, Tiger.
So honestly, though, realistically, I thought it was clever. It could have been a tactic. Me thinking totally outside the box. It could have been a tactic, and she literally could have been like, I'll help, just in case she ever needs to kind of call on that again.
Oh, yeah.
Like, she was like, well, I was helping this, or that is a good card to pull. But she does pull it out. I mean, she designs for Alyssa Edwards. I think she's even designed for Todrick Hall and Detox and stuff. She's good and she's talented.
She knows.
And I think she's going to go a long way. But I will say this about
we are talking about RuPaul, by
RuPaul. I did think to myself, is RuPaul not just smashing the Club Kids vibe again? Sasha Velour, recent winner.
Look was Club Kids.
Massive Club Kids. And we know how well Club Kids is doing in the UK. I mean, our very close friend, dropping the names, Andrew Hoyle, has literally kicked the UK's arse with Club Kids.
Yeah,
And two is the North East, the full of the UK, and international. I've seen him. I mean, he went to Asda. He went to Amsterdam. Not Asda, Amsterdam, imagine. Straight to Asda. He went to Amsterdam, and he's going he's going to go global.
Oh, God, yeah.
And maybe Rue
was noticed.
Rue is watching. Oh my God, Rue is watching.
Rue was noticed because Amanda Lepore recently did RuPaul.
Yes.
And RuPaul, I think, has the ear of.
Yes.
Amanda Lepore has the ear of RuPaul. So I think because someone like her, who wasn't on RuPaul's Drag Race, is actually famous through her own hard work, and she was an original Club Kid.
Just to say, not her own hard work. It's the surgeon's hard work, and we need to respect the surgeon and remember. Going under the knife is not a bad thing, as long as you're going to pay.
Exactly.
But RuPaul is good, but we want to know from you guys, who's going to win? Who's going to win?
Yeah, I don't think there's no clear thing.
There's no standout. There's those two twerps that are like, we look like each other, I look like you, I look like you, and then she comes out and she's like, yeah, I'm this, yeah, and she came out with a bra on again, though. And it's like, we've seen all that, and we've seen good queens do it better. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. I've seen it all before, and I've seen better queens do it. If you're not going to impress me, like, wow me. You know what did wow me? bloody Tweety Pie costume.
Oh, from 2 weeks ago. Yeah, that was genius.
No, just last week. Oh yeah,
No,
yeah,
2
2 weeks
ago.
ago. But that was genius and that was amazing. We want to hear from you. Who's going to win RuPaul? And we want to know if there was ever a guest to get on RuPaul. I mean,
who would you want us to get?
Who would you want us to get from RuPaul?
Yeah.
I want Michelle. I love her dearly. We shared hummus. Lots of it. And Jinx.
We love Jinx Monsoon. We went down to see Jinx in
Wow, that has a good
Soho about 2 years ago, and it was such an amazing show. And Jinx is such a lovely person.
I've got a really good say. Water off a duck's back. Gin down the mouth. Is that no? Is that not it? Is that not it? Is that not it? Okay, that's
Anyway,
not it.
right.
Shit. Oh.
Moving on.
Oh, Beyonce.
I wonder I was going to do Britain's Got Talent, but...
Oh, leave Britain's Got Talent. I thought Britain's Got Talent was good. Do Beyonce.
I want to do Beyonce last. Anyway, right, so Beyonce, oh my god, right, Beyonce. Beyonce, this Sunday morning, Saturday Night America, performed at Coachella Music Festival. It's like the American version of Glastonbury. She's the first African-American woman to ever headline an event, history making. And
can I just ask one question? Is it going to be, is it the first black person?
No, not the first black person.
Alright, okay.
First black woman.
Okay, you've got me.
Woman.
Okay.
Woman?
Okay.
First black woman to headline that festival.
Okay.
She was absolutely phenomenal. Oh, I don't even know where to start with it. Destiny's Child reunion. Oh my god, that is the screensaver on my phone the moment when they came up.
If she removed my face, what's going on there?
Fangirled, and I was taken back to being 14 years old again and being like, oh my god, I love them so much. Poor Michelle did not get them.
Oh, bless her.
She brought Jay-Z out, she brought her sister out, she did the most, she donated money to 4 universities through her performance. So I think she was absolutely fantastic, and she kind of does take a back seat at the moment. She's not really.
Where is she back? Is she back again?
She's going to do it next Saturday, I believe.
Okay.
And I don't know how she's going to top it, but I think she kind of like
Leprechauns.
She disappears for a bit, and she just comes back just to remind you how amazing she is. I think Rihanna is possibly going to headline next year's, and I think that would be awesome. And I could go on about this for a whole show.
No. I think Rihanna could do it. I think Beyonce next week should bring all the people she's duetted with.
Oh my god, imagine Nicki Minaj.
That's a good one. Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj. Ed Sheeran. She's doing loads. She did that Running. I love that song. Yeah, I love that one.
Yeah, that'd be cool. She didn't do that in her set.
Obviously, Jay-Z, Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
Like, imagine all the people she could literally bring to it.
Or even like the not so famous rappers that she's worked with, like.
Or Jay-Z. I mean, what? He's only famous because of her.
She's worked with other rappers such as J. Cole. She's worked with.
Oh yeah, okay.
I'm massive Beyonce man, I know.
Yeah, she could talk forever.
So I could go on about Beyonce for a whole entire show, but we're not.
I'm just doing social media, so please carry on.
And we're not going to do a full Beyonce show yet. But
oh yeah, we're gonna have her as a guest pretty soon. Beyonce is on. Kelly's on. She even did the Ivy Park look today. I was just like, you know what, honey, you carry on doing your thing.
Yeah, right. So let's move on to Britain's Got Talent.
More sub-stories.
No one else has got talent. Beyonce.
Oh, God, imagine. No, but seriously, okay, so Britain's Got Talent was really cool. But stop relying on sub-stories. No, it's shit. It's like, actually, even the magicians who Simon's like, no booze. He even relied on a sub-story. And I totally appreciate everything he's went through with his daughter. But, oh, come on. Again, with a sub-story.
How's he going to top it? Like Beyonce at Coachella, how's he going to top it? You know what I mean?
I don't know. I worry about that show.
How is he going to top it? That's all I think. I think the Japanese man was freaky. This was literally my face when I was watching it.
Who's the Japanese? Which one?
It was the one like with all the teacups and stuff, and he was whipping them off.
Weird. But do you not just think he was like a YouTube video that went viral, and he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go and do it"? Because I can.
It's a skill.
No. I want to know: is that a YouTube video? No, is that a YouTube video out there? And is that the guy? Because I think I've seen that.
It is possible.
The guy that blew me away was the magician. No, not the magician. The comedian. The comedian was absolutely fantastic. He was like, oh my god, he was just the best. We even shared and check him out on our page at the moment. Support him. Also, and totally not even look at them, but he just come from a background of difficulty with disabilities, etc. And you know what I love? He didn't even mention it.
Oh, I know.
It was like, yo, Drop the mic. I loved it.
Even about him being gay, it was like with my boyfriend. Oh, I'm gay, by the way. He kind of had that ability to laugh at himself, and I think that's a good comedian. If a comedian can laugh at themselves,
absolutely,
he can kind of give it back.
Perfect example is Jordan Gray at the moment. She went from music to comedian. She's just won a comedian award. Recently, I forget the name. I'm dreadful. She just won a comedian award, but that girl has went from strength to strength. And she kind of takes the mick out the whole trans thing. But that, like, she reminds me of me after a few gins. When I'm like, oh, do you remember condoms? And Jessie's like, oh, I don't like them. And I'm like, oh, I used to use them all the time. And she gets it. But you're like, why are you mentioning the joke? And I'm like, condoms! But it's funny. She kind of thinks it's funny. Everyone else around us thinks it's funny. But I think that makes people relax. I'm always the first to be like, if I'm in a situation and I know it's proper uncomfortable, I'm always the first to straight away be like, you know what? Where's the men's? And like laugh at myself. And people around me, because they see me laughing, will laugh. And then no, it's just like not a big deal. Because if you've ever been in a situation, have you ever been in a situation when you're sat there and you're like, whoa, I totally feel like I'm like the elephant in the room. It's a bad feeling. Like it's a bad feeling. It is a bad feeling. And I don't get sad about it. I'm like, let's make you all laugh. And it just works for me.
It's a case of sort of maybe laughing at yourself before anyone else can.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not. It's not laughing at yourself, because why the fuck would you want to laugh at yourself? It's making a joke to make people think it's fine. It's fine. Turn your phone on silent as your notification sound is loud.
Is this your phone?
My phone.
Oh, naughty.
Wait there. Silent. Look at me.
She's on silent now.
I'm on silent now.
Muted her.
But yeah, I mean, that is, for me, the pinnacle of a great magician. And she kind of sounds like Russell Brand. Like the way quirkiness. And I like that, and I think that's really clever.
Kind of goes from...
Yeah.
There's a proper word for it, and I can't...
It's like a decibels go over. Like, everything's really good.
Disjointed.
But I think since he told us to turn the notifications off, I think it's about time we invite our special guest. Obviously we can't, again.
It's that time of the show.
It's that time of the show. Where
is that it?
add people, add them to the thingy. And as soon as he comes on, we're gonna obviously all have a big massive cheer. If this works, me.
Oh my God.
Yay! Let's do it.
That has never happened before.
Ever happened.
Wow, that was quick.
You are honoured.
You are very honoured, because usually I'm like this. Simon, how are you doing? It's the worst ever. It's really, really bad. Well, Simon, welcome to the show. It's great to have you. I expect you are training really hard.
Very, yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine
full
that.
on, but I'm really excited.
So before we get into the interview, we want you to explain just to everyone who you are, where you came from, kind of your journey as well, so people can kind of engage more. And obviously, as we said at the start of the show, Simon's going to be on after we finish the interview, just to answer some questions, Simon, if people have some kind of issues they want to know, or maybe they have some questions about different treatments, etc. Simon will be there after we came off, just for you to chat. And obviously, you can message us and we can get Simon, we can pass it on to Simon. But we want to hear from you, so you can just tell us from the start.
Okay, how long we got? Okay,
as long as we need.
My name's Simon. I'm 34 from Blowfield in Norwich, and I met these lovely ladies at a fashion show, which I was part of with the 100. I was a judge on All Together Now on BBC One, a part of the 100. I had a great time doing that. I became paralysed 5 years ago in April 2013. Got a brain tumour and a neurological brain condition, so I've got no feeling or movement from the waist down. But it's not stopped me. I've hand cycled from London to Paris 2 years ago, and I'm going to be the first paralysed male ever to walk the London Marathon this Sunday using an exoskeleton suit. So I'm dead excited for that. Raising money for the brain tumour charity, and I'm over £4 grand so far I've raised. So very happy.
Right. And can you share how people can donate to that after we finish the interview, just on our page, so we can share it as well?
Try and get
more money. Amazing. Yeah. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah. So tell us about I kind of want to, because I think you're quite cool. I kind of want to see your Iron Man legs. Like, I think they're that cool. Like, they are so cool. Yeah. The thing is as well, guys, who's watching, you've got to see them, like, in real life. It's amazing. And you were right as well. You can tell, I thought, when we met him, you kind of just forgot they were there, and you just kind of got on with everything you were doing. And it had me kind of step back. I was like, wow, he's just breaking every rule and boundaries, and I fucking love it. And I loved it. And you can hear me in the background when you were singing, going, woo! Like a crazy band. But I just thought it was great, and when I was listening to you singing, I really kind of recognized a similarity, even though we took total different journeys, but the similarity was there, you know what I mean? So tell everyone about it. Is it an exoskeleton?
Exoskeleton, yes. It's called a Rewalk exoskeleton suit. Basically, where I have to do all the work. So it's not a matter of getting in the suit and it's going to walk the marathon for me. Because if it was the case, I'd get the marathon done in 4 hours, not 38 hours. It's going to take roughly, we've worked out. So basically, I get into the suit, and then I have to transfer my body weight and mimic how you would walk. So if you stood up now and you walked, obviously you wouldn't think about it, you would just do it. So how that would work is that you would then lean on your left hip as your right foot's lifting, and as your right foot go down, you then move to your right hip, and then you lift your left leg up, and so on. So if you walked in very slow motion, that's what the exoskeleton suit does. So it's controlled by a watch. I can sit to stand, stand to sit, climb stairs, up and down curbs, and so on. And I have to hold my body weight up with the crutches, because if I didn't have the crutches, it would just topple over. But I have got obviously
the exoskeleton. Yeah, like how did you discover that? Because they're not really.
I mean, I've never seen one.
I was an ambassador for Rex Bionics, which is a different type of exoskeleton suit. I did all their promotion videos and DVDs, because when my video of me walking for the first time about 4 years ago, I got 34 million views. So it went viral around the world, and I used the suit in Come Dine With Me. I was a contestant on Come Dine With Me, walking around my house, cooking, and so that was pretty cool.
I've seen that episode. Yeah. I love Come Dine With Me. It's epic. I love it.
Yeah.
I've seen that episode. I can't believe I forgot.
Yeah, I had bright red hair then, so I looked completely different. But yeah, so that was great fun. So obviously, when I'd done exhibitions and stuff with the Rex Bionics, I then obviously got talking, and I saw the stall at an exhibition with Rewalk, because the Rex Bionics is a free standing, hands-free. So when you're standing, you've got your arms free, but obviously it doesn't walk outside. Where obviously the Rewalk is not hands-free, but it can go outside. So you have to weigh up what's more important, either having your hands free and not being able to go outside, or vice versa. So they came round for a trial. I walked in my back garden for the first time in 4 years. Wow. Felt great. I walked on grass, and I was just like, oh my God, I'm walking on grass. You know, like I said, even though I can't feel what the grass feels like, but whether it's soft, hard, or whatever, but it just felt great to walk on different textures. So yeah, it was really, really great. So yeah, so that's how I stumbled across it. And I basically just said, I want to be the first person for everything. I was the first wheelchair user on Come Dine With Me in 10 years, the first judge on BBC One in a wheelchair. So first person of everything. So for hand cycling from London to Paris, and now the London Marathon. So yeah, I'm very excited. I've got a great team behind me. So yeah, bring it on. It's going to be hard work.
A new love interest? A new love interest, I
Sorry?
See. You have a new love interest?
Yes, I do. Yeah, she's lovely. Her name's Jenna. So yeah, I'm very happy. Everything's fallen into place.
She's very beautiful. Very beautiful.
Yeah. So I'm just taking it as it comes, and see what happens after there. So yeah, it's just all good.
And when do you do when's the marathon?
On
so this Sunday.
22nd.
Yeah, this Sunday. So it's going to be live on obviously BBC One. Yeah, so like bring it on. It's going to be hard work. I'm in the green zone, so I'll be setting off for the VIPs and the celebrities. That's the area that I'm setting off, because obviously
standard, Simon. Standard, darling. Where else?
So, because I know that Gordon Ramsay and Katie Price and a few other celebs that I want to try and get some selfies with. So that'd be pretty cool. So I'm going to do my best to hassle them and say, look, I know you've got to run the race, but have a photo of me first. So
Can I just say one thing, Simon? They're going to be coming to you for a selfie.
Yeah.
Stop playing. They are going to be walking up to you and going, yo, can we get a selfie? Without any doubt. I don't care what you say.
Yeah.
You will text me the next day and be like, everyone wanted a goddamn selfie with me.
I bet you.
Yeah.
Even I wanted a selfie with you, and I'm a diva when I've had a few glasses of wine. So come on. So
yeah,
when you do the marathon,
yeah.
what kind of time are you focused on? Do you have that kind of focus, or are you just going to take it one step at a time?
So in consecutive walking, the fastest I've managed to walk a mile is about 48 minutes. So it varies from 48 minutes to 57 minutes, depending on any obstacles in the way or whatever. Obviously, when I'm going to do 2 half marathons back to back, so I'm going to get to the 13-mile mark around about midnight, 1 o'clock Monday morning. And then obviously, I think me and my team are going to have about 2 hours sleep. We're going to set off again at 3 a.m. And then we will walk right through until about 5, 6 p.m. Monday evening. I'm aiming to get to the finish line between 5 and 8. Because obviously, what we're going to do is obviously, if people can follow me on Twitter, we're going to do a mile update saying that we're now coming up to this mile, this stepping stone, so people know where we are. It's Simon's Marathon. You can find us on Twitter and follow me on the journey in that. So obviously Monday's a bit more flexible. Obviously all the roads are going to be reopened on Monday, so we're going to have to continue the route on path. But as you can imagine, how many people there is in London and how many people use the paths. So that's why I need my team so I'm not stop starting. There needs to be a full runway for me. But people are just so busy on their phones, so busy not paying attention. So yes, my team are going to, stop any idiots trying to bump into me or not watching what they're doing. So if anyone want to walk with us on the Monday, they can come find us and walk behind me or join in, do whatever they want. That's amazing. So I think I've got a choir following me.
You're going to have so many people walking behind you. Many people literally. It's going to be like a scene from Forrest Gump. It is literally going to be like that scene. And I'll just be like,
that'd be well good.
I read about my show last week. Tell me about my show. So we want everyone to get behind you. So we want everyone to share this video. We want everyone to like your Instagram. And we want everyone to be on the 22nd to be literally on their phones. Wherever they're walking, they should be thinking, hey, if I'm walking, I can be watching, especially if they can't get to London, to watch your journey, because we think you are an inspiration. I thought I was an inspiration. I thought he was an inspiration. And then I had to meet you, and now I'm like, oh, I'm just plain old boring girl, really. I've done nothing. So I heard as well from obviously the marathon. Is it true that season 2 of All Together Now is coming out?
It is, yeah. And if you're going to ask, I don't know if I'm going to be picked as another judge. I have obviously
they can't afford you.
So they approached us via email and said, you don't have to audition again, you don't have to submit an application, but just reply to this email if you're interested in doing it. Obviously I am, because obviously if I get picked for series 2, Rewalking are going to loan me the suit, so I'll be able to stand up and hit my button and sing along with people this time, other than sitting in the wheelchair. So fingers crossed I get picked. Like I said, I'm hoping after the marathon it's going to open more doors for me for my career, singing wise, and TV, media, and all this kind of thing. So yeah, I'm excited. I've got an album hopefully coming out in July. So
share that with us. We'd love to support that and share that on our page.
Of course, yeah. That'd be amazing. That'd be great. So support is overwhelming. I do inspirational videos, so people who, obviously my tumor is not cancerous, it's benign, but obviously it's causing hell of a troubles in there and doing what it's doing. But obviously I do, how I get through it is obviously singing, and obviously I've got children as well. But I do inspirational videos, so people who have got loved ones, children, who's dying of brain cancer, and they've got a particular song they want me to sing, so I would learn it for them. I'd record a personal message, sing the song and send it to them. I recently had a 5-year-old girl. She was just incredibly brave, and she's got brain cancer. So it's, and I sang Wrecking Ball for her, and her mum recorded a video of her response of watching me sing on the iPad, and the smiles on her face, and that I was just absolutely bawling, because it's just nice. I don't charge for them. I just do them because it's comforting for me. There's some people who's got in touch and said my wife or husband is dying, it's not got long left, could you sing a wedding song? And I'd sing the wedding song, and they would pass away the next day. And then I would then get a message from them saying, like, you know, they watched your video before they passed away. And it's just nice knowing that, you know, I gave them a little bit of comfort. And that's how I get my, you know, yeah. So it's how I get through it, because like you say, you can stay in bed and feel sorry for yourself, or you just suck it up and get on with it. So
absolutely, Simon. I mean, obviously, as me and Jossie are two trans individuals, but what we've learned, we obviously support the LGBT community and help as much as we can. But because we've had a different journey, and we have had different types of mental health and different types of family situations, we really try to focus our time on helping those direct situations, because I do a lot for LGBT, just kind of having a voice. I want to help a little bit further, so I do a lot of support for bereavement, for mental health, for abuse. And Jossie's a carer herself, and it's strange to think sometimes you can be totally down on your dumps, go and do a bit of work. It's strange to say because it is work, or I can go and do an event where I'm being asked to go and do. I've got one this year in Leeds for bereavement. And it's strange to think you're there for such a sad cause, but it really gives you that kind of, I'm so glad I was able to kind of help with any way possible. And you would get that from your videos. And it's so nice that you do, because, I mean, you were recently meant to be on the show, but you were ill, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. You were really ill. And look at you now. I mean, you are a fighter. If I've ever seen one, you are a really inspirational and very strong.
I had like pneumonia last month. I think it was last month, the month before. So that knocked me for 6. And obviously the thing is, because when I feel crap or whatever, I would stick my microphone, have a sing song, and it would make me feel better, you know. And because I couldn't breathe properly, I couldn't sing, so it's really tough, because then you're just like, well, what do I do now? It's like I like to keep busy, you know. It's just have to just get on with it, and just keep busy. That's what it's about, isn't it?
And after the marathon, what do you have anything pinpointed in what's going to be next? Or, I mean, once you've done the marathon, which I can tell you, because I probably couldn't, I'm a bit of a gym girl, but I couldn't imagine doing that, like the longevity of time. I feel like I would crumble, weirdly enough.
I don't think I could do a marathon. I don't think I could.
What is next coming up, so we can kind of share and get everyone more involved? Because when we first met you, because we met you at the Fashion Collective, and we both said instantly, I need him on the show. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, we'll do that. We'll get that sorted. And then when I started looking at everything he'd done, I was just like, God, he's like Superman. Because you literally are like a Superman. And it was like, I was fangirling over you. I would ring Justin and be like, have you watched this? Have you watched that? And she's like, I'm at work. And I'm like, you need to watch it now. And she'd watch it and ring me, and she'd be like, yeah, so emotional. Because I'm I cry at like adverts. I'm like one of those girls. Jussie's a bit of a cold one. So I was like, it's just so emotional. And then when you were like, yeah, you're going to come on, then you were poorly, and then now you're here. And we thought it was great to have you literally just before the marathon, because we want to invite you back live on it, so we can't say no. Just after you do it, when you're feeling a little bit better and you're rested, come back on and tell us what it was like and what kind of people come back to you and everything like that. We would love to have you have a short interview just to kind of let us know.
Yeah. So, well, obviously, I've planned. The aim is, obviously, I've raised money for charity now for more than 20 years, Macmillan Cancer, and obviously now for the Brain Tumour Charity, I do a lot of work for them. So what the aim of the game is that, obviously, because I've raised just shy of $4,000 so far, I want to raise 10 grand, obviously, for them. So I'm hoping that we're going to get more donations.
How do we donate?
Just giving page Simon's Marathon 2018. You can donate on there. So it's
Simon Marathon 2018 on Just Giving. We'll share that to our page straight after this interview.
I think it's important because people don't talk about things like cancer. People don't want to know. And I just think it's important to have this conversation that it does affect
it affects millions.
And just because someone has cancer doesn't mean that they can't survive it, or just because someone has a tumour that it's going to be the end of their life. Sometimes it moves your life into a different direction.
I think the trouble is that there's a lot of stigma. Yeah, there's a lot of stigma around, obviously, like people who say that they've got brain cancer, you know, and then other people who say they've got benign brain tumors. They're kind of like, well, you haven't got cancer, so it's not as bad. But if you do the research and you look that, you know, people with benign brain tumors still got, you know, difficultiness of, you can't say whether it's going to kill you or not, because you're not going to know. Do you know what I mean?
It affects your life regardless.
Yeah. Yeah, and the day I was told, because obviously consultants came to see me, and I was seeing a different consultant every day, and I knew something weren't right. You know, couldn't feel my legs, couldn't wriggle my toes, couldn't do anything, and I just said, like, you know, something's not right. Stop coming in here talking to medical jargon, because they come in and bombard you with all these long words that I couldn't even pronounce when I was pissed, not knowing when I'm sober. You know, and I said to my consultant, I said, look, I said, stop with the medical term and talk to me how it is your mate at the pub. That's what I said. Didn't think anything of it. And then a couple of days went by. I had a brain scan, and they inject me with dye. So that can go into the brain.
My mum recently had a cancer scare, and it was in one of her lungs. They did the same, checked her with a dye. It was nothing to worry about. But she had what people don't realise, my mum had a cancer scare, and it wasn't cancer. But my mum's recovery, because she's an older lady, because they kind of went in a back way, and there's a massive scar. They had to still operate. It massively affected her life. She didn't have cancer. Yeah. God, she was affected by it.
Yeah, yeah. So then obviously he just came in, sat at the end of my bed, and said, Simon, you got a brain tumour. And I was just a bit like, wow, okay. Didn't expect that to come from his mouth, obviously. And it's very tough, because I was on a ward with 5 other people, because there's like bays of 6 men. They only had the curtain pulled around me, and as you can imagine, I was an absolute hysterical mess. I was on my own, and I then had to ring my own parents and try to talk down the phone and say, you need to come up here, because I've just been told something horrendous, you know. And it was like I couldn't do it and digest it. So it happened to be during visiting hours as well. So I was an absolute, well, you can imagine how loud I was crying, but it was just a mess. And then obviously I then felt bad for the other people who, you know, was visiting their family, loved ones in hospital and stuff. It was just a bit like, well, it was a really tough time, because the other worst part of it is that they then had to send my report to Addenbrookes Hospital, with the top neurologist, brain surgeons there. And I had to wait 7 days to know what was going to happen. So all I was told, I had a brain tumor, and that was it. So for 7 days, bearing in mind I'd already been in hospital for 4 months, so I was laying there thinking, I'm going to die, I'm not going to leave the hospital, I'm going to have chemo, I'm going to lose my hair, you know, instantly thinking of the worst things, until I was told, actually, it's not benign, but it's a glioma tumor, but it's grown in the bed of the core of your brain. So yeah, so it was just difficult, isn't it? Because obviously, if, you know, it's like having a melon with a tangerine in the middle of it, and you've got to try and remove that tangerine in one piece, without damaging the melon, and that just won't be possible. So
can I ask
it's just a matter of just.
Can I ask you about treatment, because we do support a lot of treatment with we've done a few interviews in relation to the oils that you get from cannabis and different cancers. Yeah, the CBD oil. What? Because we were interviewing someone in a week or two about it, actually as part of a big kind of community online. I personally think if it helps, get as much as you want. Have you ever came across or met anyone or even heard of treatments where you think, why is this not offered nationally, because it is helping? Or is it all smoke and mirrors where people just want it legalized so they can do the recreational side of it? Because sometimes we're conflicted. Like, for me, I'm like, if it helps, it helps, but don't do it just so you can sit and like that's not, don't get it legalized or decriminalized for that reason. But if it genuinely helps, then do it.
Yeah, each to their own. I take 28 tablets a day for neuropathic pain, for the tumor growth, and for my heart, and for everything else that I have to take medication for. You know, I've done every single treatment possible, because obviously, because I have because March of last year, when I had over 30 seizures and I was in ICU and, you know, I was ventilated and all this kind of thing because I had a swelling of the brain. Well, while I was in that kind of state and not unresponsive, I could hear the machine that was bleeping, which was keeping me alive, basically. It was like helping with my breathing and stuff. Well, that noise I can't get rid of. So I now have night terrors, and my night terrors is that the cleaners come in, unplugged my machine to plug the Hoover in. She's doing the Hoover and I die. So I now have like horrible night terrors, and then I also have anxiety, panic attacks. But
that is
I can't
so
take
strange,
medication.
Simon. But I just have to mention that I was actually in a coma 2 years ago. I had influenza type A and pneumonia. And I remember that same noise. And now I have dreams, weirdly enough, that I'm in a coma and then suddenly all my friends and family have to be put into a coma. And it's like and the noise, the machine, the kind of the tick over in the machine. I totally and utterly get that, 100%.
It's not even a sound that I could repeat back to you. It's an odd sound. But obviously with medication for panic attacks, medication for you know, where you can't sleep and stuff, I can't take them because of the chemical balance from their medication would then affect the tumor. So I've kind of been left to get on with it. And you know, because CBT and counselling and stuff didn't work for me. It's not for everyone. Talking about the problem isn't going to resolve the problem in my eyes. I'm not going to have counselling and walk out of that room, so I don't see the point in having it. Physio, again, obviously I exercise and stuff around with a wheelchair and do all this kind of thing, but I stopped going to physio because they would stick you up in a standing frame in front of a mirror, obviously because I lean to the left now, because obviously been sat down in a wheelchair for 5 years, that, you know, they were saying, well, you're not standing straight, you need to lean more to the middle. But they all talk to you because they're medically trained in how you're supposed to be or how they would want you to be. It's like, well, then, for example, when you go for the wheelchair services to get a new cushion or something padded, or you need a new backrest on your wheelchair, you always see somebody who's not in a wheelchair. So they would recommend this type of cushion, but it's like, well, then how do you know that type of cushion's fine because you're not sat on your backside all the time? So
Absolutely.
if I went into a room and the person from the wheelchair services sat in a wheelchair, and I said to them, I'm having pressures, you know, the core of my spine, I'm really struggling, and then he or she would then go, oh, well, I've been using this cushion and I've used it for 6 months, brilliant, here you go, I'll buy that one. So it's the same as a car, you know, when you want to test drive a car, you can't because they haven't got hand controls, so you have to then sit in the car with the guy driving it or the woman driving it, and then you would then say, well, actually, I quite like this to have the hand controls built into it. So it's tough, but so I've cancelled everything. Like, no
it always
physio.
seems to be, Simon, as you're kind of relating back, just as it's even when it gets good, it's still an uphill battle for you. And it's just such a shame that even nowadays, I totally get that, the whole I mean, in the same situation, different situation but similar. When we went to voice coaching, we were told how to speak, but we were like, but
and the lady that does it was
and just was a cisgender lady, so she wasn't transgender. But we met transgender people in hospital situations, and you click more with them, you listen more with them, you believe what they say to a generic medical trained person who thinks they can tell you. So if you've cancelled everything, are you just managing yourself?
Yeah. So
wow.
I obviously get my medication from the doctors. I have a brain scan every 6 months. The report then gets sent to Addenbrooke's. They then refer back to me if there's been a growth change or anything's different. And it's pretty much, I've been left to it. So I've got on with my life. I've got my car, it's adapted so I can drive. I lost my license for a year because of the seizures I had, but I've been seizure free, touch wood, for a year. But they said it was from inflammation of the swelling of the brain. So that's why I had all them seizures. Never had a seizure in my life. So that was a bit of a scary time. But driving for me, because I live out in the countryside,
Yeah.
You know, my daughter lives like a 12-hour round trip from me in the car. She lived the other side of Swindon from where I live. So driving for me is everything. So I was then relying on public transport, and because the bus stop is quite far away from where I live, I then had to use my electric wheelchair, which I hate, because a wet electric wheelchair, I feel too disabled in it, because they're quite bulky and big, and people step on.
I support quite a few people who do use wheelchairs, and I do support a lady who has an electric wheelchair, and she said exactly the same thing. She said, I don't like being in an electric wheelchair because I feel more disabled.
Wow.
So
something that's meant to help you makes you feel less able.
But the thing is, the electric wheelchair was to lose battery, which sometimes they do. You're basically helpless until you can get it. You need again. So
you know your exoskeleton. Will that be, or do you ever think that's going to be like a thing that comes to the mass, so everybody can kind of get that kind of thing, or do you think?
So I think with anything with disabled or mobility equipment out there is based upon different circumstances. They're mostly obviously at the moment of claims. So if I became paralysed because of a brain tumor, I didn't have a spinal injury, I wasn't knocked off my motorbike, or an injury at work where you then got a massive compensation payout, then you would then add that into your claim to prolong and better your life. Because the suit, it doesn't just allow me to walk. You know, being in that suit for a little bit, but then helps with my bladder, my bowel. You know, I then have less leg spasms at night times. So it's like a health machine. But because they're £65,000, so unless you've got 65 grand sat in your bank account, then you know it would be really difficult to get it. So what the aim of the game is that Rewalk was kind enough to loan me the suit for 2 months prior to the marathon. Obviously going to do the marathon, get their company out there as much as I can, and then what we're then going to do is we're then going to set like a 1 to 2 year target. We said before I was 40, which is 6 years, but I want it way before then. And instead of doing a load of different fundraising events like another marathon or climbing a mountain or whatever, instead of raising money for a specific charity, I would raise money for me, so then I could then you know, buy my own exoskeleton suit. So I was set up like a crowdfunding page, a GoFundMe page, and just to get, because once I've got my own suit. No, we're going to do it just before the marathon.
Please tag us in that. We would love to support you with that, Simon.
Yeah,
we really would love to support you.
So I'm looking to do the New York Marathon. It's a massive marathon in New York. They've not had an exoskeleton suit do that yet, so I'm making a few inquiries about that. If not, they do a marathon at Disneyland, which I think would be quite cool.
Can we come, please?
Yeah,
please let us go.
Yeah.
I'll walk on stilts.
Yeah.
The only thing I can do, I can walk on stilts.
If not, the other thing is I want to climb a mountain. So, yeah. So when I have my own suit, I'm gonna just push myself to the limits, because the psychological part of it is that it charges on a stool at the end of my bed. So every morning I wake up, I look at them, and I think I'm gonna walk today. So
how long does it last?
When that's then, sorry.
How long does the battery last?
Well, I can walk consecutive 4 miles for 4 hours. Battery lasts. But obviously, if you're using it at a social event, when you're just standing up and you're not specifically moving, it uses the battery, but not that much. So I could, like when you saw me at the fashion show, that was on 1 charge for the whole day. I was there walking around, standing up and stuff like that. So yeah, so it's
realistically, Simon, it does give you, as best as it can, a little bit of the life back. Kind of.
I think I walked around the park. I walked around the park with my kids. My kids are looking up at me. I'm 5'11". You know, they're looking up at my eyes, other than looking down at me. Because I hate that when I talk to people, and I'm always having to look up all the time. Because the way I feel like the woman's handbag on the dance floor when everyone's surrounded the handbag, and that's how it is. I don't really go out because socializing, people can't hear me at the level I am, and either the clubs in Norwich don't have a disabled toilet, or they don't have disabled access, and you then feel like you have to go to certain places because they have disabled access. But it's not, if that's not a specific bar that your friends want to drink in, you then feel like, you know, don't get me wrong, some bouncers have lifted me up into the club, you know, but obviously once you're in there, you then got, say, 3 more steps to get up to the bar, 10 steps to get down to the toilet. So then you then feel a bit like you're having to get people to buy you a drink because you can't go up there and buy it. So I don't really tend to go out that much because it tend to then dishearten the evening because you feel like you're burdened on people. Like, I just want to go out and get absolutely sloshed. But you know, it's difficult because then you then got to rely on other people and stuff. But I don't know how this would work, because obviously live, I know the signal is delayed. I don't know, by like so many seconds or whatever. But obviously, because I am a singer, as you know, tomorrow evening we're doing a charity event in Norwich, obviously to raise more money for the marathon. And obviously I was in a duo called Harmony Duo. We had a couple of albums and stuff like that, and Ricky's here, and we were wondering we might be able to perform a song for you now. I don't know how well it would come across.
We love that. Please do it.
We will try it. So what one would you say we're going to try? Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, right. 1 second, we'll just get it ready and we'll see if it works.
Exclusive. I love it.
Exclusive, yeah. So we were together like a year ago, had a couple of albums, and then we went separate ways, and we're just like reformed because he's doing the marathon with me.
Name?
Ricky.
Yeah, well, sorry, I had to do it.
His real name is Ricky Martin. Would you believe?
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's not the Ricky Martin.
It's not the Ricky Martin.
We actually got the.
God, I got a little bit of a sweat on there. Okay, let's do it.
Well, I won't do him to it.
Oh, you had your middle up, like your equalizer in your middle.
Oh.
Right,
Anyway, right. Okay, so what do we say we're going to try? We've got one of the Harmony Duo folder. Do you want to do James Arthur?
No, perfect.
Do you remember how we did that one, though? We've not sung that together, have we?
Yeah.
Are we?
No, is it my class?
Okay, yeah, we'll do that one. Right. 1 second. Right. Let's go. Let's do it. Right, we'll just turn the camera this way a little bit. Let's get you in.
I might have to sit on your
All dying to see Ricky. We're like, where's Ricky? Where's
camera?
There he is. He's here.
Yay! Hello, Ricky. Hello, you alright?
Yeah. Hey, you alright?
Right. Let's try it. I don't know. I'm going to have to get really close. Okay. Right. We'll just try it. So we're going to do Supermarket Flowers, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Hang on.
Sorry.
Look at him checking himself out. Do I look okay? How am I looking?
Supermarket flowers from sale, through the tea or tea from the cup. Packed up the phone out and left you at meet. This life has been love. Took the get well soon caught and stuffed animals. But the old ginger beer down with us. Dad always told me, don't you cry when you're down. But Mom does a tear every time that I blink. Oh, I'm in pieces, just tear me up. Cause I know the heart is broken, so heart that's been loved. So I sing hallelujah. You are the angel in the shape of my mom. When I fell down, you beat it, holding me up. Said you wings that you know. And when God takes you back, you sing hallelujah, you're home. I felt the pillows with the best that chances are, fortunate girl sleeping kiss. John said he tried to put his hand on my cheek and wiped a tear from the side of my face. I hope that I see the world as you did, 'cause I know that life is nothing, so life is been lived. So I sing hallelujah. You are an angel in the shape of my mom. When I fell down, you be the holding me up. Spread your wings as you know. Then when God takes you back, you sing hallelujah, you're home. Hallelujah, you are an angel in the shape of my mom. You got to see a person high up in God, such a wings as you know. And when God takes you back, you sing hallelujah, you know.
There we go. So I don't know. I don't know how
I know I wanted to join in. I was thinking, I don't know the words. I best not say anything. But you know what, Simon? What a great way to end that. I felt a bit like a Graham Norton show. Like you went over to perform and then come back and have a chat. That's what I felt like. Hello, Ricky. It's nice to meet you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I'm sure you, like us, think this guy is some cool dude. I mean, he's basically climbing mountains, literally.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome sauce. Yeah, we've known each other for many years. We were in like a couple of boy bands together. And then we then became Harmony Duo. We did a tour.
Okay.
So it went all right. And then we went our separate ways. So I've done some TV and bits and pieces. And then he's done his projects and busking and writing some material and doing videos and stuff. So yeah, so I asked if he wanted to do the marathon, and then I thought, well, why not? Why didn't Harmony Duo reform, and we can perform some songs at a gig, and that's what we're doing. So we're going to perform on stage for the first time in about a year tomorrow evening. So we're really excited for that.
Where at?
It's a B2 in Norwich. It's behind the Brickmakers pub, and it's £2 to get in. So it's about 7 till 10. So a bargain. You get a 3-hour show with the support acts as well for £2. And all the money has gone to the Brain Tumor charity. So well worth it. So if you're watching this and you want to get your knees up, then come down. So yeah. So what I'm going to do is for the London Marathon, obviously because a lot of news stations and stuff like that are on board to make my story go viral, and they're very interested. So what they're asking is to do like 15-20 seconds clips during the journey of the 30 odd hours that I'm doing it, and at the end of it I would then make like a movie on my iPhone. So what I do is I'll send you that movie.
Please send us the movie, and if you get a chance or anything changes and you think, you know what, I want to update, please send us a message to update, and just to let us know how it goes. We will obviously be watching and sharing everything. But first of all, we just want to thank you for joining us today, Simon. It was really amazing to hear your journey, hear your story, meet this handsome guy next to you. I'll send my number later. But we just want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts for joining us today, and we can't wait to follow your journey and share everything with our followers. We just want to thank you once again for joining us. And
thanks,
please,
we'll look forward to meeting up and having some champagne and
and don't forget, guys, Simon is going to stay online for a few minutes, maybe 10 minutes, and just answer some questions if people have got them. So if you've got any answers, start your comment with Simon, so then at least you'll know, and then you can kind of interact with everyone. But we just want to say thank you and have a good night and have a great marathon. And we are rooting for you massively.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Not a problem.
Cheers.
See you later, darling.
Thanks for watching.
See ya.
What a guy. What a guy. I really love him. Right, guys. Well, as we said, sponsor him. Donate to him. He's on Simon Marathon on Instagram. He's everywhere. We need to get involved. The first thing I'll be doing tomorrow morning is message him and find out about the check. So I'm not being fucking funny, and I do swear. All of us combined, we can buy those the support for him. We can buy him. I'm quite emotional. Sorry. We can help him. We can do our thing. And it's really inspiring. And if you've got any questions, just get them out there and just ask Simon anything, and he's here to help. And if you've been affected by anything, clearly I have, in the show, get in touch, and we're here to help. But it's time for now. That's what I call the news.
The news. Wow.
So, it's short but sour, if I'm honest.
A news story which really caught our attention today. Actually, as we've seen in Pink News about a young man. I don't remember his name now. A gentleman called Daryl Rowe has been jailed for life because he actually deliberately infected multiple male partners with HIV.
But he was a bit of a wanker, wasn't he? I'm sorry, that is it. He was an arsehole. Irresponsible. We've seen these scandals. We remember when she at Mitchell. That's the same thing. Tampering with condoms, doing things. What I do say, right, and I'm going to say this very clearly, for what benefit?
That is the crazy thing, because this man was diagnosed with HIV past 3 years, but he refused to have any medication or anything. And then when he was obviously having sex with his partners, not only not telling them, he insisted on either unprotected sex, or if people wanted to have protected sex, he was tampering with the condom. But he knew what he was doing. There's something not.
Well, I'm going to just jump in. I can remember my years of condoms, and I'm not on about people using them. I'm genuinely on about condoms. We all had to wear them at one point in our life. Me and you had to do it, and that's the situation. Be safe, be careful, and you know what? Even if I have got a 6-pack, an 8-pack, big pecs, massive muscles, or whatever turns you on, safety first, because this monster has ruined a lot of people's lives. And I want to end it there, because I want to end it on a better note. Yeah. Support Simon Marathon. Watch Simon Marathon. 20 seconds this month. Going. Get the hashtag going. Hashtag Simon Marathon. We're on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We want this guy blown up. Lots of love. Also, on a note, big happy birthday to my nephew Ryan. His name today is. So we're going to go and drink more gin and embarrass him. I've been Phil Louise.
And I've been Dusty.
And thanks for joining us. If you've got anything to say, get in touch. Got nothing to say, what you do with yourself, get in fucking touch. I swore again. But anyway, guys, we will see you in 2 weeks. We're going to do a lot of research, and we have a very exciting blog coming. Very exciting. Yeah. We're going to show anyone out there how to be feminine without being predictable. Oh, it's exciting. Get in touch. You heard it from us. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Have a nice evening. Oh. Nope. You try.